Welcome back, YouTube. Mike the Gambling Guy here to bring you day 2 of the very simple Baccarat strategy. This is where we're actually doing the no mirror strategy with live Baccarat with real money. So if this is your first time to my channel, I encourage you to like the video, certainly subscribe. What I'm doing here is a 31-day challenge. So if you haven't seen the video on becoming financially free, or 31 days to financial freedom, I think is the name of it. What I'm doing, you're going to see here is I've started with a bankroll size of $640 as day 2. So each day we're trying to get $65 goal, or 13 units. We'll do that for 10 days. That'll get us up to the $10 unit size, and that'll get us up to $1,280, right? Is where we need to be. And then I'm there for 5 days, and you can see as this progresses, then we're going to go up to $15 unit, $20 unit, $25, all the way up to $50 unit. At $50 unit, we'll have $6,400. And at that point, the goal is to get 12 units a day to start cashing out, making $600 a day, or $18,000 a month. Now that is assuming that nothing goes wrong, right? That'd be a perfect month where we never lost our progression. Don't know if that'll happen. I mean, we're certainly hoping that'll happen, right? But here I've got the leg size, because each betting progression that you're going in right now, my leg says $160. So if I would lose one progression, I'm going to lose $160, 1/4 of my bankroll. Well, in this case, getting $65 a day, it would take me 3 days, or a little less than 3 days, to recover from that loss. Just staying at a $5 bet, right? To be able to get that 4th leg put back on my chair. That's why you can see I call that the chair bankroll, because we've got 4 legs to our chair. You can have as many legs to your chair if you like. If you'd like to be extra secure, right? No wiggle room, put 8 legs on your chair. You know, stay that $5 unit size for a longer time. Make sure you're comfortable with the no mirror strategy as we go through. So let me go ahead and get logged on to the website, and we'll get this thing rolling. My goal today is to get 3 to 5 units to start. All right, so here we can see she's not totally too far deep in her thing. Here, this would have been a scary, right? Because we had a mirror. I wouldn't have played this one anyway. I would have hiccuped or passed that one up by. And then we finally had a no mirror there. So we can see that after this result, we're going to be betting up here for a player. And my betting size is a $5 betting unit. You can see my current balance is $705. My goal for today is to get that to $770. So we already know our next bet is player. And here we go. First unit of the day, hopefully on the way. Thanks for joining me. And the red room that I'm in, they do give you actually more time to place the bet, certainly than the black room. But we might jump over to the black room depending on how these are going. So again, looking for a no mirror 5. So we're going to get another card, unless the banker has a natural. Then it'd be a darn. Okay, well, we both have 5s. So depending on our card, oh, well, I get a 1. Dealer's going to go to a card, and they have a 6. Okay, so our next bet to no mirror would be 2 units on the banker. So a bet on the banker for looking at the cheat sheet here, and if I'm looking at this road, these are pairing up. The banker would actually give me a red bullet there for this road. All right, so following that trend, this actually looks like a decent bet. Zero for the player. Come on, banker. Boom, natural 8. Fantastic. All right, so this room, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to move this to my other screen. We might end up coming back to that. But here we've got the other room is getting ready to have us bet on banker over here. Because here we would have won first bet. There we would have won second bet, first bet, first bet. Hopefully it's first bet again over here. right? We don't need that progression to go deep on us. I don't need anything scary. Nothing scary today. So right now they're 5-5. They got a tie. But that doesn't affect us because I believe that the tie should stay. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to play player. Now again, if you've watched any of my prior videos, I talk about, what do you do if there's a tie that happens? I just keep the tie and I look at my next result on the bead road for a no mirror. If you, again, this is personal preference. You can do it your way. If you prefer that, if you have a tie, if you're going to go, I'm just going to stay with that same bet, that is perfectly fine because maybe you don't record ties. I believe the ties are the energy coming out in the game. So 0, we're both going to be getting a card. Well, I have to beat a 1 here. And that is a win. yeah, 2 over 1, but that's a win, right? So we take that. So right now we've got 2 units. Bam, just like that. And I'm going to bring the other table back because she's only a couple results from being able to play again. And you can see that this road this is where we got our 2. Down here, this is where that had paired up. And then that had stopped pairing up. You can see on the cockroach pig road that the blue is continuing to run on the cockroach pig road. And on the big-eyed road, we've got the blue is running here. So if you look over here below the bead chart, you can see if you had bet player, then that would have been the blue circle or the blue dot. And we can see that did go banker. Or sorry, that went player. Apparently we're already looking at this one because that result had then changed. So here, if we wanted, we can see both the pig road and this one's now going on a single run. Doesn't really matter to me though, because we know our next bet is going to be the top of this row. Because I don't come in at the middle of a row or bottom of a row. Play the top of each row. Now I do like to look at the derived roads to see if I go, do I like this? Is this something that we can go with? So the player had just won there, and we know we're going $5 on the player. So on the main road, we want the player to now come out to a 3rd, and we know that would give us then a red circle on the big-eyed road, give us a solid bullet on this road, which that hasn't been going over 2. On that one, because remember, this isn't banker and player. Once you get down to the derived roads, this is chaos or anticipated outcome. So chaos is blue, anticipated outcome is in red. And I do have videos that explain each of those, how you can read those. So right now we got 2. We know we're going to get another card unless the banker pulls out a natural, and they've got a 4. So we've got a little bit of work to do. There's the 6. And we just got barbecued there with the 7. So we know we're going to go back on the player for 2 units. So my bet progression, if you haven't watched another video, using the Fibonacci sequence, so it's 1 unit, 2 units, 3 units, 5 units, 8 units, and then my final bet, if I had to go there, would be 13 units. So the Fibonacci sequence is you're taking the last 2 numbers, adding them together, and it equals your result, it equals your bet. So it's 6. I will not be taking another card. And the banker will be with a 2. Oh, that came out with a 9. All right, well now we're going 3 units on the banker. And I call this my refund bet. I mean, we know on a banker with a 5% commission, it's not a total refund, but a lot of times I'm good, just get my money back. So on the Big-Eyed Boy Road, that would give us a blue circle here. If we're able to, ooh, I got a natural 8. So we're going to need an 8 or a 9 here. We got a 0, so we didn't get that one either. So here we're going to be coming back to the player. Now we're going to be in for 5 units on the player. Looking for that no mirror. And on the other table, as I can peek over there, they're getting ready to start the next column. And I'm like, oh, should I go do that? But I'm not going to do have 2 legs running at the same time, because that is just scary to me to be able to do that. So we got a little bit of work. We got a 5 to beat a 7. We got the 9, so we got the win. Fantastic. We're back to 7-10. So at this point, I'm down 1 unit. So my next progression would be 3 units if I come back and do the other way. So let me actually bring this other table over here, because now we're looking for a banker. I'm just going to do this one at 2 units. So I'm going to start at my 2nd level and not my 3rd level. Because I don't need to jump all the way or just to go down to 1 in the Fibonacci. I'd actually jump 2 spaces just in case I need that extra room to make some additional bets. So here we can see now I'm going to be at 3 units, right? Three units on the banker. And the banker would be giving us a solid blue here. It would be giving us a red circle here, which would take us, keeping with mostly the 2s on that column, and then on the cockroach pig road, it would actually giving us chaos. So 0 for the player. That works for me. And 9 for the banker. So you can see we're back. So we're back to 715. So that was basically my refund, and perfectly okay with the refund. And looks like she had pulled her card there. I was really hoping to come back and see what else she was doing. But now she is going to go in and have to shuffle. So let's head on over to the black room and see what's happening there. All right, looks like we just had our no mirror. So, you know, there's also a case. Now, if there was 2 mirrors, I'll jump in. I'll play there, right? Because we're still looking for our mirror, and I didn't have to sacrifice a bet, right? But you have to have at least 1 full column before you're making your first bet. So in this, my first bet, of course, would have been here. Now, if you were doing your own tracking, you wouldn't have counted this tie, so that would have moved this player over here, which means that this would be your next result you're looking for in this hand. If you weren't, or if you were tracking your own ties, or in a case really not tracking, right, your own ties, because I let him track. But if you're using an app to do that, this is where you're looking for your result here. And so far it's a 3-1, so we would be wanting the player to win, because it'd be against that banker, and the player did win. So if you were tracking your own ties, you would have won that one. Would have been fantastic. You'd have been there. Now, by the time this gets to where I need it to get, 4 more bets, I'm probably going to be kicked out of this room, because this room is pretty fast, at least about giving me a warning that, hey, you haven't placed a bet. We need you to do that. But I mean, the good thing is they are a $1 minimum bet, where the red room, it's a $5 minimum bet. Now, I believe the red room, it goes $5 to $5,000. So if you're going, well, you don't have an account, where do you play? Feel free to reach out to me. Unfortunately, I can't say anything in the chat. It goes against YouTube's policy to mention where I play in the chat. But send me an email at MiketheGamblingGuy@gmail.com. Be happy to tell you where I play. Also tell you the fees associated with playing. So I'm totally above board as far as everything that you would be seeing, because depending on how you're funding the account, you can fund it with a check from your checking account. You can fund it with a credit card. You can fund it with Bitcoin. Actually, if you fund it with Bitcoin, they actually give you bonus money to play with. You know, so if you're a Bitcoin investor, just take a little bit of Bitcoin, throw it in there, and they actually give you a little bit of bonus money to play with. The other ones, because they're having to deal with some third party to fund it, they do have to collect a fee, which I just call that the cost of doing business. So there they had a tie, and look, a tie went right next to the other tie, and that happens quite a bit. Again, it's the energy coming out in the game. I'm assuming my there it is. It's gonna be popping up here pretty quick. So we'll see if they allow me to make that banker bet before they give me the boot. So right now we're up 2 units. Should be able to make it here since that went natural. So we're going $5 on the banker. Because this site will literally just close the room. They'll just kick you out. The red room, they won't. They'll let you sit there and watch as long as I think you want to watch. I don't think I've ever been kicked out of that room. But when you go to make a bet, that's when you find out that you've been timed out. And that doesn't do you much good. Ooh, player's got a natural 9. All right, so it looks like we're going banker again here. For our no mirror against the player. So the player did get on a run of 5 2 columns ago. And even if they want to get on a run of 5 here, it's fine. We'll catch it. We do have a banker in our row, as long as they'd stay on that run. So I'm not concerned. But yeah, as I say that, there came another 9. So I wish I had these other roads that kind of like to have that cheat sheet there for me to have the other roads available just to say, okay, well, what's going on with this? Now, so I can actually read this one and go, well, if we go one to the right, put one here, this is actually be another red here on the Big-Eyed Boy Road if this goes player again. And it would be chaos if it goes banker, which I could use some chaos right now, would be fine. So player's got a 1. And banker's got a 0. Big ol' zip zip. So we are 1 to a 0. Wow, that actually held. So let's see if the player can hold on one more time. Because now we're going to go up to $25 bet, 5-unit bet. Boy, you got to see the progression. 1, 2, 3, 5. Right? So now it's no mirror here. If we don't get this one, so the next one was a tie. So I do pass on a tie anyway. I'd just be sitting out on that tie. That banker's going to need to be reduced, but we've got an 8 on this side. And they've got a 6, so we won that one. Yes, no commission to pay either. So that's nice. So now we're at 7 or 9. We're really down 1 unit. So in this case, the next one I'm skipping anyway. That's just what I would be doing. So my next bet would then be for $10 on the banker. Again, at the top of the next row. Because we're waiting for the next column to show up. $0 to 5. So depending on the player's card, if the banker will take one, and they don't. They didn't need to. So that's why the banker gets a little bit of an advantage there. Because it depends on which card the player pulls. And if you want to know what those rules are as far as what card the player pulls, depending on what the banker is going to do, because it's not necessarily depending on what the banker is totally sitting on. It depends on what card the player pulls to see if the banker is going to be pulling another number. And if you want to see that, if you want to know that, I'll be more than happy to create a video to explain all the rules as far as how do you know when they're going to pull a card. We know right now they're both going to be pulling a card. So the player's got 7. Banker's sitting on a 2. When the banker pulls that out with an 8. So now we're going to be going for another banker. Remember, this is going to be a $10 bet. So I'm going back to step 2 in my bet progression. So I went from step 4 down to step 2. Now, if I wanted to be a little bit more aggressive, of course, I could have went step 3. Didn't need to. If I wanted to be more conservative, could have went down step 1 because we were down literally 1 unit, and that would have got us back as far as a full refund. But I'm trying to get 1 unit of progression here. Oh, the player's got a 9 again. They really like that top row. That top row has been very strong, certainly for that player. So now 15. So this would actually give us still a 1 unit win. Because this wasn't a recovery, because this was actually 2 steps in this bet. So as long as we win this banker here, we'd be fine. We'd be up 1 unit. Player's got an 8. The player is just spanking us. Might just bounce out of her room. The top of her shoes, not being real friendly to us. So $25. Now this one is my refund bet, right? This would be no different than when we were in step 3 before in our progression. So come on, banker. Otherwise, I'm going to bounce out of this room and go to the other room. 4-4. 4-4 tie. So player, hopefully they get reduced. That'd be great to see. No, they go up to a 6. Come on, banker. Nope. I can tell as soon as it didn't go with my big flag going, you won. You know, that was it there. But man, look at that big block of players. All right, I'm gonna miss this bet anyway. So we're gonna watch her come back, and she's gonna get her mirror. Watch, or her no mirror. Player's been on a run, but we're gonna go start back on the red room. So we'd be going for banker here. Player's got 5. They have to take a card. They go to a 9. Hey, look. Dodge that bullet. Just dodge that one. Now we could say, well, the trend is our friend, and we can go for 1 more banker here, and that would actually be for 8 units. So 8 units. Clear. That's on this side. Wow, you imagine? Well, we'll see if that was a mistake or not. So I'm going for the no mirror. It needs to be on the player side, not the banker side. Don't make that mistake. So you can actually pay much more attention when you're not making a video to be able to not make that mistake. So right now we've got natural 8. Is that going to stick? And it did. Woohoo! So we went all the way to the $40, the 8 unit progression, and right now we're back to $700, almost $699, right? But I am not trusting her room. She just got a lot of stuff going on. So let's go back to the red room and see how they're doing so we can get back into our bet progression. All right, so here it's going to be a $25 bet on banker. And this goes 2 by 2. This would be great for us because it would put a red dot. Sorry, red eye, big-eyed boy would be right there. As long as we can get that banker to play along here. It's 5-3, so the player's going to take another card. Oh, they went up to 7. Wow. Okay. So now we're going to do a $40 banker bet here, which we can see in the Cockroach Pig Road. This is actually coming out here with the blue hash mark, and that's what we'd be having here. Blue hash mark. So hopefully that runs, right? So that'll actually give us a banker bet. Seven's going to be tough to beat. All right, I wonder if that's going to keep running on us. But now we're going to do a $65. We're coming to the last leg in our progression. 13 units. Boy, on day 2, we're already going to step 6. Is this just unlucky? Good thing is I've got 3 legs left on my chair if this doesn't work. So player's got a 2. Come on, banker, just get a natural. Got 3. Now we need the player just to get a face card. They did. Banker needs a... We're still alive, right? So our balance, 696. I'm going to bring over this one real quick and see where they're at. So we had 2 ties. So here we'd be going for a player here. And $25, which is the 4th step in our 6-step progression. $25 would get us, lock in 1 unit of profit for this hand. For the time that we've been trying to get this one. We've been chasing this one, right? We've had to go deep. And let's just get the player to show up here for the no mirror. Got a 5, so we know we're going to be getting a card unless the banker comes out with a natural. They've got a 3. There's the shuffle card, so they're not going to be going in deeper. We got a 4. We need the banker to get a face or get reduced. And they got reduced. Baby, we locked that one in. So we are up 3 units today. I mean, it is what it is, right? So you saw me go to the 6th step of our progression. If I lost that, that's fine. I still have 3 legs on my chair left, right? I mean, it would take 3 more days to get that back, to rebuild that leg of the chair. And that could still happen yet today. Right now I'm only up 3 units. I have to be up 13 units today. So that is not happening right now. I'm gonna say we're gonna wait for some energy to recycle here, or at least I'm gonna go relax for a little bit, because I mean, that's a little stressful. You might not have read it, but it was a little stressful. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned. I hope to make a video every day. So hopefully tomorrow, look at my balance. We need it to be up to 770. That's where we should be at tomorrow. All right. Mike the Gambling Guy, I'm out. Make sure you like the video and hopefully subscribe, because again, we really want to build this channel. Join me, come along, play with me. Shoot me an email if you want to, but let's do this. Mike the Gambling Guy, I'm out.